Did you know that our cats give us warning signals that most cat parents, unfortunately, don't notice? But when your kitty is trying to tell you something, it's always a good idea to listen. From malicious people in your life to upcoming direct danger, your cat's senses are much more sensitive than yours, and this enables them to pick up on potential dangers way before you do. In this video, we're going to tell you 7 things that your cat might be trying to tell you, starting with this very surprising one. Number 1. Watch out for this person. They say that animals can tell when a person is bad news. You might have even experienced this yourself. Ever bring home a new partner who you thought was a dream come true, only to have your kitty react like they were more of a nightmare? Only to discover, further down the line, that your cat's instincts were completely correct. Cats aren't telepathic. They don't have any magic way of sensing a person's aura or energy. What they do have, however, is the ability to pick up on the subtleties of human body language. Cats are hyper-conscious of things that might be potential threats. If they notice that somebody's body language seems even slightly off, then they'll likely take a dislike to them. Not to mention, a certain kind of particularly awful person might be fine around other humans, but secretly mean to cats. Cats can't easily tell you if somebody mistreats them, and some people take this as an opportunity to do what they like, because they know that they can get away with it. The poor cat will, of course, take against this awful person, but won't be able to tell their human why. Obviously, cats do sometimes just take against people for no reason, the same way that humans will sometimes just randomly rub each other the wrong way. But if you get the sense that your kitty might be trying to warn you about somebody, then trust your gut. Cats know. Number 2. You're sick. It can be hard to understand how your cat could be able to smell illness, but that's because the human sense of smell is just not that great in comparison to a cat's. When you are ill, chemical changes happen in your body. You can't smell those chemicals, but your kitty can. Many cat parents report that their kitties become extra clingy when they're feeling unwell, like they're trying to make them feel better. Some cats have even got themselves jobs as medic alert cats, due to their ability to smell seizures before they're about to happen. One particularly heroic example of a kitty using their sense of smell to save their cat parent is the case of Rusty, a cat who, in 2011, saved his human's life. Claire Nelson was woken up in the middle of the night by Rusty batting at her face with his paws. Despite her protests, he refused to stop or to let her go back to sleep. Nelson then realized that she felt strange, and this combined with her cat's peculiar behavior worried her enough that she called for help. She was later informed that she had suffered a heart attack in her sleep. If she had kept on sleeping, she probably would never have woken up again. Number 3. There's a storm coming. If the weather forecast on TV keeps letting you down, then maybe it's time to find a new weather person. Perhaps a smaller, furrier one, with a tail. Cats can be surprisingly good at predicting the weather. When the weather starts to change, before any of the big, obvious stuff like storms or gales start, the things that even us big dumb humans will pick up on, there will be subtle changes in atmospheric pressure that your cat may pick up on. You might notice them getting agitated right before a storm, or heading inside moments before the rain starts. They may also be able to sense the electrical charge in the air before a lightning storm. Back before meteorology was an exact science, countless ship's cats owed their careers to this amazing skill. As well as catching mice, sailors believed that by observing the ship's cat, they could predict when bad weather was likely to strike. Number 4. Danger! Danger! Sometimes a cat may warn you about something a little more urgent than the weather. In 2015, a Welsh cat named Basil puzzled his human when he seemed to become strangely obsessed with the gas box. He would walk towards it, then walk back to his owner, then walk to the box again, and meow. Eventually, Basil's owner took the hint and checked out the box for himself. Once he was closer to it, he was able to smell the same leak that Basil had been able to smell from across the room. He called the company and got it fixed right away. If it had been left unchecked, he was told, it could have caused an explosion. But gas leaks aren't the only danger that cats are able to detect. In 2014, a study was conducted into the behavior of pets in Japan around the time of the 2011 tsunami that devastated the Iwate prefecture. Owners reported that cats and dogs had been unusually restless in the days leading up to the disaster, as if they had known that something was going to happen. Number 5. Someone needs help. We might have been joking at the beginning of the video about cats alerting their humans to little kids falling down the old well, but that doesn't mean that our feline friends won't sometimes try and pull a lassie. In 2015, commuters walking to work in Moscow were surprised to be confronted by an unusually persistent stray cat. The kitty kept approaching people and meowing loudly, but didn't seem to be after food or pets. In the end, somebody stopped to listen, and she led them down an alleyway. There they found, unbelievably, a newborn baby. The emergency services were called, and the baby was rushed off in an ambulance to receive urgent medical care. But not to be clear, before the ambulance had to make a quick stop to let the heroic cat on board. She had run after the ambulance as it sped away to make sure that her strange, hairless kitten was all right. Doctors later determined that the baby must have been abandoned the previous night and been found by the cat, who the rescuers named Masha. Masha had cuddled up with the infant all night, allowing them to survive the freezing Russian weather, and then had run to fetch help the very next morning. If Masha hadn't been there, and if she hadn't been so persistent about getting human attention, the baby would almost certainly have died. Number 6. Something wicked this way comes. For centuries, cats have been associated with the supernatural. The ancient Egyptians used to worship the cat goddess Bastet, who was revered for her ability to repel evil spirits. People in the Middle Ages, meanwhile, often believed that cats were evil spirits, or in league with them. The modern manifestation of this ancient belief is the idea that cats can see ghosts. If you've ever seen your kitty staring into space on a dark night, or jumping in fear at nothing at all, then you might have some suspicions about this yourself. We have no idea whether cats can see ghosts. It's not exactly something you can test. But we do have some reassuringly non-paranormal explanations for why your fur baby might be freaking you out. One explanation is that cats are adapted to pick up on changes in lighting that humans can't see. Fluorescent lights, for example, to a cat seem to be flickering constantly. Humans, on the other hand, can't always pick up on changes in the light, but we are much better at focusing on images in detail. We can also see more colors than cats, but we can't see ultraviolet light, while cats can. As a result, when your cat seems to be staring at nothing, it's possible that they actually are seeing something that you can't see. It's just that rather than a spooky specter, they're more likely to be mesmerized by flickery lights or strange colors that are outside the normal range of human vision. Number 7. Youre Expecting. Sickness isn't the only thing that can cause chemical changes in your body. Many cat parents who become pregnant report that their kitties become extra cuddly as a result. Sometimes, a cat might even predict a pregnancy before the mum-to-be even thinks to take a test. As well as their extra sensitive sense or smell, there's another ability that cats have which makes them extra fascinated with pregnant humans. The ability to sense out warm places to sleep with all the accuracy and determination of a heat-seeking missile. Pregnant bellies are warmer than the rest of the body, and so, if there's a baby on the way, you might find that your kitty becomes extra obsessed with your tummy for a while. By the way, did you know that each cat has a favorite person, and it's not usually a person who feeds them? Check out this video to find out who your cat's favorite person is.